Hi, I'm Edward.
I'm Jess.
Welcome to Heavy Cardboard. Teach, play, discuss. You guys know the deal. All right, tonight, it's Biosphere, all right? Designed by 74 different people. Roughly, or four. It's Christoph Bauer, Max Kleinschroth, Philip Roche, and Tilman Schneider.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a game, isn't it?
Yeah, must have been a good team.
They must have worked well together. So, designed by them, published by DDD Verlag. Goomf.
Excellent
GmbH,
pronunciation.
right? Goomf. Mm-hmm. There you go. Game manufacturer, something or other. BH. There you go. All right. Feeling salty tonight.
Uh-huh.
All right, so there we go. Apparently, we have an hour to be done because Mark Johnston has an hour before learning his first coin game. So, you ready?
Ooh.
Okay.
Congrats.
Like, subscribe, support, all that stuff. That's it. You ready to go?
Yes.
2-player, hopefully. Y'all are. Here we go. Boom. Done. Biosphere. Arteos, the first father, had 6 children with his wife, Branwen, the first mother. They grew up to be gods and guardians of the Biosphere. The siblings loved each other very, very much. They were strong of build and sharp of mind. Whatever they attempted, they succeeded with ease and faultlessly, much like everything Jess does. When the young gods had grown to adulthood, Artois, maybe, and Branwen bade them each create something different to add it to their creation, so that it would enrich the world and populate it. And thus, the gods created 6 very different types. Time passed, and the creations of the gods multiplied and spread without restraint across the Biosphere. And so it came to pass that Artois, Arteos, go with it, and Branwen bade their children bring order to their creation. Whoever would be the first to bring their population into accord with the biological order would be called the Lord of creation. From there on. So apparently that's a theme. Setting, theme, setting. Setting? Yeah, go with setting. All right, so here we go, Biosphere. What is it y'all are looking at? Well, we have the Biosphere. The Biosphere is actually this area right here. These 16 tiles, because 2-player, it gets bigger with more players. In addition to that, there are each of the different environments or territories or tiles or whatever you want to call them. There are different ones. We have forests, we have savanna, we have mountains, we have ice or polar regions, we have desert, and we have grasslands. That'd be 6 of them. So, as we just spoke about there, each of our species, think dominant species, is going to be represented out here by one of these dice. I'm playing yellow, obviously Jess is playing green. Each of these circles on each of these spaces represents a spot for a species. So you'll notice that the polar have 3, the desert have 3, and they go on up to 7 apiece. All right, and there are 2 or 3 different types based on the setup for the player count. So that's what we have here. This is going to be where the stuff's going to take place. In addition to that, we have a special card display with a tiebreaker track around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. May or may not be used. Then there are some bonus stuff along on the inside. Then we have our wheel of life right here. All right. So with a elephant graveyard, which makes me really sad. Moment of silence for that. Okay, done. All right, then there are development card markets up there. There are 2 different types of development cards. There are ones that are valued at 2, and there are others that are valued at 5. Pretty simple on that. Then over here, we have our 2-player boards. I am the long-necked, can go forever without drinking camels. And Jess?
I am the chameleons.
Which, so apropos. Mm-hmm. Spot on. And in addition, we have some randomly chosen missions that we're going to be, which is the goal of the game as well as the end game trigger as well. All right. So that's everything you're looking at. We each have a plethora of dice, and then we have some extra bonus cubes. The draw decks for each of those is off screen, but otherwise, that's everything. All right? All right. So what is it we're going to be trying to do? Well, ultimately, we're trying to get 5 of those accomplished, 5 of the missions. I'll go over those before we actually start the game. But to be able to do those, we're going to be increasing our life expectancy on the various types of tiles by moving those up. We have a slider on our evolution scale there, which is going to help us be able to play some of these cards. We have our reproduction track, our movement track, and our evolution point track on our player boards as well. So what is it we're going to be doing? Well, the game takes place over an indeterminate number of rounds. Each round will follow the same 8 steps until one of us or both of us has succeeded in completing 5 or more of those missions out there. All right, so the easiest way I know how to play the game or to teach the game is to go through it over here. So let's go ahead and go over the overview. We're going to actually skip the very first step since you need context to be able to understand that. So we'll double back to that here in a little bit. Step 2 is receive evolution points. Evolutionary points, EPs. EPs are over here. They're going to be tracked over on the EP track, and you have single digits, double digits. The number of EPs you're going to get is going to be 5, 7, 9, or 11 based on where that marker is. Pretty simple. At the beginning of the game, we each will score or will accumulate 5 EPs. What are EPs? Think of them as action points that you'll be able to spend for various actions throughout the rest of the turn. You can always bank, you don't have to spend, and wherever the markers are, that's how many you carry forward to the next round, in addition to however many you get. I think that's pretty simple. We can move on. Step 3 is spend your EP and play an attribute card. All right, so the things that you can spend your EPs on, first and foremost, are the aforementioned development cards. So the top row, 2 EPs. The bottom row, 5 EPs. If you have 38 EPs, you can buy 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That'd be 30. You could buy the entire market for 35, for the low price of 35 EPs. In other words, you can buy as many as you can afford, as many as you want, and there's no hand limit. Make sense? Easy enough? So you may do that. You can spend your EPs on that. In addition to that, you can spend EPs based on this scale here to be able to move our sliding scale here. So at the beginning of the game, we're going to have 2 markers out here, and these are basically sliders that are going to move horizontally. So the top one is going to be basically, what are our camels? Are our camels small? Or are our camels large? Are they general or very specific as far as things? So there you go. So you notice that they range from 1 to 4 on that. Depending, and let's say I chose to put it somewhere like, better yet, let's say I had started like this. If I chose, let's say I wanted to slide this to there, that's 1 movement, and 2 and 3 movement. We then look, okay, I moved 3 spaces. That's going to cost me 6 EPs. Provided that I have 6 EPs, I would spend them, boom, done, and that's where we would remain, something like that.
Sure.
Okay, that's the second thing we can spend EPs on during this step. Again, it's always a may, you don't have to. Same with purchasing development cards. The third thing that you're going to be able to spend EPs on is moving up the tiebreaker band. Now, a lot of people have lamented about issues with the tiebreaker band. Here's what I know. We're going to use the same chart based on the number of spaces that we move independently on the tiebreaker chart. That is not tied to the number that we moved here on the evolution scale. So in other words, we paid for the 3 movements with 6 EP, and then if we choose to move here, you always, to move clockwise on this track, when you do so, you skip any inhabited spaces. So in this case, if Jess wanted to move her space 1, that would be 1 to go there. She wanted to move then 2, 3, 4. We then come back and look how many she moved 4. That would be 10 EPs or evolution points in addition to the 6 that she had spent here, that type thing. That makes sense?
Yes.
All right, that's pretty simple, I think. All right, but let me go ahead and zoom in on this so I can show y'all this. You'll notice that this corner right here has that arrow. At the end of phase 3, which is the phase we're talking about right here, if any player, the first player, has reached or exceeded this spot right here, when they do so, they get a bonus. We'll cover what that bonus is here in a little bit. But then at the end of every other player's phase 3, if they are somewhere on this band in anywhere here, they will, at the end of phase 3, they will lose 2 spots on their, call it their, it's not the evolution track, but yeah, let's call it the lifespan survey. There you go. Lifespan survey is this spot up here. If they are in this band here, they will lose 1 step on the lifespan.
Okay.
But it's a one-time loss only, and you only check it the first time somebody reaches that spot. It's possible that neither of us bothers with the tiebreaker track. So we don't waste any EPs. We will forego the bonuses that are on the various corners, but it is possible that that could happen. So to recap, you can spend EPs on development cards, on moving the evolution scale left or right. We'll explain why in a minute. Move along the tiebreaker band over here. And then after you have chosen or not chosen to do any of those things, then and only then you may play 1 card out of your hand. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that's kind of limiting. Well, if you look at the cards themselves, you'll notice that they have certain numbers associated with various things. So let's take a look at this card specifically. That would be a size 2 large and a size 3 general animal, i.e. camel. So if we take a look at my evolution scale, you'll notice that I have exactly a size 2 large and a size 3 general. If on that turn or on a previous turn, I had purchased this card and it was in my hand, then if I have the exact, not bigger than, so in other words, if I had the exact, so if I had it like this, that would not suffice because that is now a 3 large and a 3 general. If I had a 2 large and a 3 general and that card was in my hand, I would then immediately be able to play it and I would get the bonus. And the bonus is shown right there, which is 1 bump up the Savannah track and 1 bump up the Grassland track on the lifespan survey. Okay, now, the reason I said you can only play 1 card is there's exactly 1 card that has that exact layout. So you wouldn't be able to play more than 1 card anyways. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. All right. And also you can pass. I should point out that makes sense, I think. All right. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next step. So that is phase 3, spending your EPs, and then you may play 1 development/attribute card. Okay, as shown right there in phase 3. Step 4 is movement. Populations on the board may move. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the biosphere itself. And I just have some dice out here for various examples that we're going to use as we go along. So these are our camels and chameleons that are in this game. They're out here on the board in the various various environments. Movement is going to be based on this track right down here. You'll notice that the track is either 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's how much movement total you get on your turn. So at the beginning of the game, I have a movement of 1. A movement of 1 is pretty simple. I may take 1 species, i.e. 1 die, and move it orthogonally adjacent to 1 environment. So in other words, one of these could move there, there, or there. That one could move there, 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 or there. The diceless are babies for a later example as if they didn't exist. Let's say it were like that. So there, 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 there for that one, or there, there, or there, and just move as long as there is an available space. But let's say I had, say, 3 movement, as it were. If I had 3 movement, and let's say I had it something like this, the numbers we'll talk about in a little bit, you can move one die 3 spaces. You can orthogonally, again, you could move 2 1 space. You could move and a third. You could move 1 or 2 1 2 spaces. You can mix and match, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
So if we had 3 movement, it's important to note that you can move through a full space as long as the end space that you wanted to stop has empty spaces available to hold that species. So if I had 3 movement, I could do 1 2, something like that, and then I could do that if I want. Gazoon tight, sort of. All right. All that makes sense? All that pretty easy? All right. So that's movement. However, when you move, moving is stressful. So therefore, because it's stressful, any species or any die that moves is going to expend energy, and it's going to reduce its lifespan 1 number. So for instance, if I chose to move this to, say, the savanna, I would go from a 4 down, eventually, there we go, to a 3. Okay, pretty simple. If I move a 1, either there or there, doesn't matter, it's going to go down 1 number, and 1 drops to 5. So you can just look at the wheel over here. 1 goes to 5, 5 goes to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1. Pretty simple, okay?
Yes.
All right, so that's movement. It is possible that you actually make something survive longer, or that you are going to kill it, depending on how you move things. And we'll explain how that works here in a little bit. But does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, cool, good. That's movement. All right. Now, let's go ahead and double back now and go back to phase 1. Phase 1 is turn the rotary disc, populations may die. So at the very beginning of a turn, this is going to rotate. Any dice that have the number 1 on it are now in the elephant graveyard, i.e. they die. This would die, and this would die. Dying means, whoop, there we go. Pretty simple, right?
Yes.
However, let's go back and talk about that movement we just did, right? So if this camel went from a desert environment to the grassland, it goes down 1 number. When it goes down a number, it goes from a 1 to a 5. Well, at the beginning of the next turn, that's going to rotate. And you're going to kill whatever 1s are out there. Well, now, the only one that dies is this one. And holy cow, because it moves anti-clockwise, that 5 isn't going to die for another 4 more years. So it extended its lifespan by getting out of the desert to go hang out in the grassland. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right? Okay. Good. But as it is, with that 1, that would also die like that. All right, cool. I think we have made that point. I think we are good to go there. All right. So that is movement. Let's get back to this now. The next one is reproduction, i.e. have babies. All right. So having babies is going to be the little sperm down here. How many do you get? 3, 4, 5, or 6. That's how many babies you have. So 3, 4, 5, or 6. We're going to look back over here at the biosphere. And in that case, we start at 3. So where can you have babies? Well, you can have babies on any existing tile that has space where you have a species already on there. So for instance, we could do something like that. Or that is orthogonally adjacent to one of your species. So could do something like that. And let's say we chose that instead. Now we get to have 3 babies, so maybe we chose, I don't know. Let's say that. Now, the reason when you have babies that you put the blank faces up here is you cannot have chain babies. That's the sound of the babies on the chain. Okay, anyway. What I mean is you can't go from here to there and then chain from there to here. You cannot do that because it's a faceless being. Can't have babies yet. So let's say we did something like that. Cool?
Yeah.
There you go. That's reproduction. Any questions about that?
No.
All right. But you might be asking yourself, They have no faces. Let's give them faces. What are their faces going to be?
Discover their DNA.
If you will. Well, to be able to do that, we need to look at this area of our board, the lifespan survey, I believe it's called. So, depending on the specific terrain where the babies are, desert, savanna, grassland, forest, mountain, or polar ice cap, you'll notice that these range from 1 to 5. Where the marker is going to dictate at the initial point how long their lifespan will be if they do not move. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this savanna right here. So what face do we give it? Well, we look over here and we look at the savanna. The savanna marker is currently there at the 2. So then, we then look over here, where is the 2? And let's say this were at a turn like this later on. The 2 is now at a 5. So why does this matter? Because this is where the graveyard is. So the 2 becomes a 5, so that will be a 5. And basically what that means is if that baby hangs out here in the savanna, it's going to die in 2 years.
Yes.
Okay? Pretty simple, I think, at that point. Does that crystal clear on that?
Makes sense.
Okay, good. And then we then have to look at the forest. The forest over here, that forest is at a 3, okay? And we look at where the 3 is. The 3 is at the 1. This baby will have a 1 face on it. And finally, the polar ice cap is currently at a 1. So there we go. We look at the 1. The 1 is at a 4. The 4, there we go. Boom, done. That is having babies. All that makes sense?
Yes.
All right. So, that said, the next step then, after having babies, is filling up the territory tiles. All right, how does this work? Well, whoever has the majority on a specific terrain, or a specific tile, I should say, if you have the majority of the spaces filled with your color, you get to have babies. Mm-hmm. So in other words, let's take a look at our exact example where we are right now. So if we look at this one, I have the majority, but I do not have the majority of the spaces because there are 7 spaces and I only have 1. So do I have the majority?
No.
No, I have more than Jess, but I don't have the majority, so nothing happens here. Same goes here, it's 1 of 5. No, clearly I don't here. 1 of 3, close. But I do here. I have 2 of the spaces and 1 empty space. That means I get to have a baby. And then what happens? What number does it become? Just like reproduction, we look at where the 1 is. The 1 is here. It's a 4. So the 4, boom, done. That makes sense?
Yes.
Now, Jess has the majority here over me, but not the majority of spaces. So she does not get to fill these in there. But if she had 2 more dice, and it does not matter what numbers they were at the time, let's say it were like this, she would then be able to place 2 more babies. And based on where this is, da-da-da-da, you get the idea. Cool? Mm-hmm. All right. That is filling up environments. Any questions on filling up environments?
No.
All right. But you're going to notice, if you look close here, you're going to notice that at the end of phase 4, 5, and 6, there's an asterisk right here. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Well, whenever I see an asterisk, it usually goes to the bottom of it. And oh, hey, look at here. At the end of the phase, check territory bonuses on the special cards display. So at the end of phase 4, we're going to check it. At the end of 5 and at the end of 6. What does that mean? Well, let's go ahead. Come on over to the board over here. Right here. So, these 6 spaces here say, what these symbols here say is if you have the majority, because that's 2 circles filled in right there, on 2 different desert tiles, the majority meaning more of the spaces filled than not. So in this case, you'll notice this desert tile right here. there, I have the majority. I have 2/3 of it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the reproduction or whatever, say, or movement right there, I have one of those. If I have a second one then, I then get to place one of my extra cubes that I have hanging out here, and I immediately get a bonus. Whatever the bonus is. This is a one-time bonus for me. If Jess ever gets that, she can then put a cube here and go ahead and do it. If you lose it and then gain it again, you do not get to take this bonus again. But what is this bonus? This is your lifespan survey for desert goes up one, and your evolution point marker goes up one. So in other words, we look at a desert, that would go up one there, and the evolution, so now I would be getting 7 points per turn there. And that's a one-time bonus. Basically, once you have a cube here, that's it. And the same would go for all 6 different types of terrain. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, I did not talk about these real quick, but I will. On the evolution scale, if you ever have both of your markers ending your turn or ending the action at a 4/4, regardless of what it is, you then, depending on which one it is, you will get a one-time bonus. Again, you will take one of your markers, put it on there, boom, I got it. You either bump up your reproduction, your movement, or your evolution point track one time. It's a one-time gig, just like the other guys were, all of these. That makes sense?
Yes.
All right. So that is what the asterisk was on steps 4, 5, and 6. So we need to remember that. So my suggestion to everybody at home is go slow while you're doing that and take your time to make sure you don't forget to check it there, there, and there. All right. And now on 7 is check mission goals. Mission goals are all of those up there. So let's go ahead and take a look now at what these mission goals are for our specific game. There are 3 or 4 of each. There we go. Let's do it that way. Depending on which goal they are, we randomly threw these out. So here we go. At this point, when you check the mission goals in step 7, if anybody has accomplished it, you put one of your markers on there. When somebody has accomplished 5 or more, the game ends. Whoever's accomplished more missions wins the game. All right. So here we go. Completely occupy 3 environment tiles of different types. So a grassland, a savanna, and a forest, and completely occupy meaning fill in all the spots. That's what the 3 dots being colored in mean. The second one, and notice these are listed A through G, so there are different ones, obviously, have at least twice as many population on the game board as any one player. Pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 4. I don't have double Jess, so not to be confused with double Jeopardy, just double Jess. So that wouldn't apply then here. Achieve a lifespan of 4 or 5 in 4 different environments. In other words, these 2 columns right here, just like is shown there. The iconography in this is stellar, by the way. Fulfill 3 conditions of the environment types on the special card display. Okay, so in other words, 3 of these have your markers on it. Okay,
Yeah.
simple, 3 or more. Show all 5 different die numbers on the game board at the same time. Well, if you look at this, I have 1, 3, 4, and 5. I'm missing a 2. If I had a 2 somewhere out here, like that, awesome. If I had it there, that's cool. I have it out there, boom, I would get that. Okay. Spread across 3 mountain ranges and 2 polar regions. What does it mean by spread across? Well, if you notice, there is only 1 dot filled in there. Means have a cube or have a die on 3 mountain ranges and 2 polar regions. Pretty simple there.
Sure.
And the last one is hold the population majority, notice 2 dots filled in 5 environment tiles that form a cross. Pretty simple. So here, 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 there, there. You get the idea. Jess has the majority in 1, so she's 1/5 of that goal there. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then the last thing is change starting player and then refill the card display. What does that mean? This is the first player, so it becomes the other player, okay, in a 2-player game. And whatever is the furthest right card goes into the discard. All of these slide to the right, and we'll refill them. We just have the decks off the screen. And that, folks, is how you play Biosphere.
Excellent.
All right, cool. Let's do it. That was Wild Thing.
Was it?
Tone Loc. Not sure if anybody caught it. All right, cool. Hey, we miss anything?
No, I don't think so.
Are they planning on publishing this again? Hell if I know.
Yeah, not aware. It wasn't timed for that. It was just wanted to play. Biosphere.
Sweet tea. It's gone. I didn't have time to make tea tonight. So we have...
He's a little disgruntled about that.
We have Gatorade Zero. That's part of why I'm salty. All right. Not to be confused with salted caramel. All right. So, you know what? I was first the last time we played a game, so your honor. So with that said, Jess starts at the 2-player mark, and I start with the tiebreaker 1 space ahead of her.
Okay.
Also, there's a lot of confusion, by the way, on the tiebreaker track thing.
Okay.
So there is a file for the 2nd edition of the rules on BGG.
Okay.
And Paulo actually asked, "Hey, can you tell me what the difference is between the 1st and the 2nd edition rules? What are the changes?" Somebody linked to it in a link on BGG, and I just printed it out. Basically,
Can we put that link down in
yeah, I probably can. I can remember to do that. So there you go. But
we'll
basically,
have that.
it's just these are one-time things.
how that tiebreaker track works, basically.
yeah.
It details it so that it's
but
more
I don't think it's going to be a huge fight for us at the beginning of the game or tonight in general, probably. But we'll see how it goes. A couple other things. These start off the board. We will then start that on our turns.
Yes.
Okay. And then notice we start with no dice out here. So. Bleh.
So point of order, do we start that before we receive EP? Before we begin the game? Like right now, do we pick
Let
where they
me,
begin?
you know what? I
would assume so,
At the
but-
beginning of the game, each player
So
at the
right now.
start of their turn. Yes. So you have to choose a 1 and a 1 based on maybe looking out here what the cards are.
I have done so.
Okay, wait, so where'd you start? It's the beginning of your turn, so here we go.
I have started there, and now I'm going to receive my EP, and now
And I get my 5 EP. Okay, cool. Then
Decide.
spend EP. So just to 5.
You haven't picked yet. I want to see what you pick.
Oh.
You have to do that now before you take your EP.
A moment. Huh. What did you go? You went...
Yellow, red.
Thank you. That helps. Oh, because 3 of them are yellow-red. Ooh.
There's a lot of red, green too. I was a choice.
I'm just looking at the low point of the
Okay.
low. Yeah.
I actually had a decision to make between red, green, and red, yellow, and I decided to go red, yellow. So now you decide. And yes, these are actually, I chose large and general. I mean, generalizing is good. You could do specific and large or small.
Well, I think I'm gonna go. No, we're gonna fight.
You doing red, yellow, are you?
There's too
Remember,
many
I'm
good
first.
cards. So, and this is
At least
okay.
there's a lot of good cards.
There
So
are.
I have taken my EP, you have taken your EP. Now I spend EP. I am going to spend my EP.
So sliding based on this, purchasing cards, moving on the track.
Why
Why does that disgruntle you?
I'm waiting for you to finish
I'm giving the
your
option
explanation.
so everybody knows.
Yes,
Go.
I am not disgruntled. I was holding my turn until you were done. Okay, so I am going to... Doesn't really matter what order I do.
Oh.
Because I take my whole turn. Is that correct?
You do all of those things. And Shrey, thank you. Let me double check on that.
I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 EP and slide this 2 spaces because I can move 2 spaces for 3 EP. Yes, go ahead.
All right, and Shrey, the correction, you are spot on. When we get to the movement phase, I completely lied. Wherever the elephant graveyard is, if a die turns into that, it immediately dies. That is an important thing to point out.
It's a poisonous graveyard.
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
So now I'm going to purchase this for 2. That's my remaining 2. Brings me down to 0, but I can immediately play it because I'm at 1 large and 3 general.
Do me a favor. Move those back and place that there. There we go. And
Well, it's done, so it's leaving, isn't it? Or do we
yeah,
leave
but
them
I'm
out?
just
Okay.
showing.
it's going to leave. I'm asking a question of does it leave now?
And then you get the bonus. What's the bonus?
Yes, I get the bonus, and that is 2 on the desert.
Okay. You can leave the card out, or
Okay.
you can discard it, whatever you want to do, because it's a one-time bonus of the 2 desert there. So I think it probably might as well make it easier to have it bug out.
Okay.
All right, cool. So you're done with phase 3.
Yes, that is my turn.
All right, well, so I have 5 EP, which means I can move 2 spaces, theoretically. I am going to go 1, 2 movement to go 2-2 then. So here, moving from 1-1 goes to 2-2. That's 2 spaces. That's going to be 3 EP. That drops me to 2. And I might as well buy it. I think I will buy the 2-3. I will. Oh, by the way, that fills at the end of your turn. I apologize. So if you would fill that.
Absolutely.
And slide that over and refill it.
It goes this way?
There you go. Got
Okay.
it. There we go. I will buy the middle card if you would, please.
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And that will go into my hand. So, boom, done. Okay. And that was my last 2 EP. So, obviously, we are both done. So, there we go. Go for it.
We have no populations on the board, so we can't move.
Right. So, we skipped that in round 1. All right. So, after movement, have babies.
Okay. So now my reproduction... Sorry, I have a dog on my cord there. My reproduction is 3.
Yep.
So... Is he eating it? What do you... No, you cannot eat the cord. No. So I can put out 3
Yep.
dice.
And now, in the first round and first round only, you can put them anywhere you want. And they're babies, so they'll be faceless babies to start.
That would fill, which would be nice. Or I could put them all there. No, but if I put them all there, they'd fill. They'd only last 2 years, though. So this is the interesting thing, because I'm trying to consider where I put them out and how long they'll last. Potentially moving them moves them down the track, because this is going to move this way.
Yep.
And ones are going to die next.
But if you take a look, the ones are going to only be on the desert and polar ice caps.
Not potential. I moved up on desert.
Okay, for some of us.
Yes. So, okay, what I'm looking at is originally, because I moved up on desert, I was thinking of filling 2 in the desert here and putting 1 on the desert here to try to start taking over some desert areas. But this one would fill and reproduce, and then I would end up getting 3 if Edward doesn't go there. Or I could put 3 here and I'd get 2 out of that. What's that one called? The fill up the territory tiles, potentially. That's pretty cool. That lives 2 years. And then I could potentially move them somewhere. You can tell I'm trying to maximize points. So if I do that, this one's at 2, and that means it comes out as a 2 right now. Or I do what I wanted to do with the deserts, which is at 3. I think I'm going to stick with the deserts. So I'm going to put 2 right there, and that's going to be faceless for right now, right?
All right, there's your 3, right?
Yes.
All right, so we then look at your board. So, all right, we'll look, they're all desert, right? That's pretty simple. So the desert track, you want to point just to help folks out.
Right here.
They're at
3,
3s.
3.
3 is there, it matches up to a 3, change it to a 3. And obviously we're not going to have to step through this every time, but there we go.
Yeah, just illustrating for turn 1. What do you want to do?
Not that. I guess I could. I mean, we could go to war. I could do that, right? If
Absolutely.
I want. So again, I have 3. as well that'll come out here. There we go.
Yeah, you could potentially stalemate me, but you're going to be coming out as a 1 year, and I'm a 3 year, so I can outweight you.
Plus, neither of us would get reproduction if I did that, so that doesn't feel as good. Grassland starts at a 3, forest start as a 3, but you can't get majority because 3 is only 3 is 7. So I'm thinking I will go ahead and get some savanna action. And I'm thinking, do I start all on 1? That might not be terrible. And these were just put out here mostly randomly. There is a specific number of tiles of each, but I don't want to do, is this short-sighted? I don't know.
It's a Lincoln sighting. Lincoln. They can't see him yet.
There you go.
That's Lincoln.
Yeah, we'll try that and see if this is a horrible idea or not.
Hi.
I guess I could do mountain, so hold on.
See, that's what you're doing what I was thinking of doing. Truly. Because I was like, well, I'll get 2 out of it. Because it'll fill. So I see your point there.
Yeah, but we only have a movement of 1 right now.
That's fair. Aw. Somebody's a cuddle bug.
Yeah, let's go with it. Call it done. All right. So now, at the end of reproduction, we then check, do any of us have the majorities on 2 tiles? So we're looking for these. So Jess has the majority on 1, does not have it on the second one.
Same.
And I have it on 1 at the end. All right, so, okay, good. And now we go into step 6. Step 6 is fill up the territory tiles. Okay, so we then look out here, and that gets to have, I get 2 babies there. Jess gets 1 there. And because it's the same turn and nothing has changed, we know that that's going to be that, that, and that. There we go. Easy enough?
Yes.
Okay. Now, check the mission goals. No, 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 and no. All right, cool. So, change the starting player. Boop.
Your turn.
And refill the card display. That should have filled already.
Oh, sorry about that. You could have potentially, but you didn't have any more.
I did not. And then these 2 go away.
We're going to slide down.
Yep.
To that.
There we go. All right.
And that. Ooh, lots of movement on this one. Little paw prints.
Apparently, Brian's wife is a big Jess fan. He said, sorry, bud. I'm used to it. Don't worry. It's okay. Cool. All right. Enjoy the Cuba Libre, Mark. All right. So, cool. So, turn the rotary disc. Populations may die. Any ones out here die.
Ah! No.
Okay, nothing. All right. Receive your EP. I get 5. Boom.
5.
Because that's what the markers are.
What you do?
All right, now, can spend. All right, so I'm currently at a 2-2. I will... I'm going to spend 1... Here, let's... I'm going to spend 1 EP to move that there. So moving that 1 is going to be 1 EP, so that's going to be there. Then I'm going to spend 2 more EPs to purchase that card there. And I'm going to bank the other 2. So I'm going to stop there. So having stopped there, Lincoln's in a mood, isn't he?
He's just hanging out.
All right, so then I'm going to go ahead. Here, I'll put this just right here so you all can see. There we go. I'm at 2. I'm at 3, so that checks out. I go up 1 on the savanna and 1 on the grassland. So 1 there and 1 there, and that card's essentially out of the game. All right, That's me. J-Rex, Your Honor.
All right, so this,
Yep, at the end of my turn. Right.
and this may change my choice. So I want to see what this is. Okay. No, it doesn't. So I'm currently at 3 yellow, 1 red. Meh. Well, this isn't too bad if I wanted to move up on polars.
Wow, you're only 1 away, too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because that'd be 1 EP plus buying it, and then maybe I could bank some for next time. I suppose. There's nothing down here I'm super close to. I do have the 3, but this would be that'd be 10
What is
EP.
4? It's 10, yeah.
Yeah,
Oof.
to get over
Yeah,
there. Because
yeah.
I'm 1 over in the red, so woof.
Yep.
So
But that also gets you closer to the 4-4, remember, bonus as well. Just something to work towards. So I'm just
yeah,
reminding.
potentially, because then maybe if I do that swing, I try to move up on the yellow. But I can't do it for a couple turns
Understood.
anyway, because that costs 10 EP, and I'm not going to have that for at least 2 turns, even if I save a bunch. So, I mean, what I really want to influence is the stuff up there at the top.
Okay.
Grasslands would be good.
Oh, sorry. These you mean.
So this one's not bad for me. There's nothing that's Savannah, which is the other one I want to, but this is really hard to get to. Okay, so nothing here is like really grabbing me. That doesn't change my decision at all. Lights turned on, nice. Then we're gonna move and we're gonna reproduce. I suppose this is the only one that really makes.
And remember, you're
this
not
more
obligated to buy cards.
No, I could just save it, but I'm trying to figure out something to do. So let's try to focus on doing something. 2 and it costs me 1, so that's 3, and I'm just going to do that. Okay, so we're going to buy this for 2. And then we're going to spend 1 to move in this direction. And then that allows us to play this.
Yep, checks out. And you
that
go.
gives us 2 polar. At least that moves us all.
So they
Everything's
got
out
blubber.
of the
Blubber and fur.
Sure, everything's out of the 1 category is what I'm looking.
All right. What are you doing with your last 2 points?
I'm leaving them. And does this immediately fill? Like I would have had this available to me or no?
You just bought a card, so no.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, no, it's only at the end of your turn that it happens. There you go.
I don't want that card anyway. It was just a matter of.
Understood. All right, so now movement. So now that we actually have dudes and dudettes, chameleons and camels on the map. All right, so we both have 1 movement. So we can move 1 cube, 1 space. Okay. The problem here, oh, I just realized the error of my ways.
If you move, you die.
If I move, I die. Because they're all 2s. I elect to not move. Done. Jess?
But they're going to make it a really long time now. Oh no, they're going to die anyway.
Yeah. Mistakes were made.
Wait, shouldn't... Oh, they die immediately. Okay. So I can move there, and that would bring it down to a 2, but that means it dies at the beginning of the turn.
Correct.
So I shouldn't really move. Oh. Haha. But it kind of is a moot point. So this would move. It would die at the beginning of the turn. That would fill in. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't really help me because then I'm.
Oh, I guess that's actually a good point, right? Yeah, I guess that would a 3 then becomes a 2. I think all I'm doing is chasing.
That's what I just realized too, right? Because it'll die at the beginning of the turn, and that'll fill in. But what did that change? Nothing.
Nothing.
Seems like a difference without a difference. Okay. All right. So yeah, no moving.
Okay. So, same thing, check for majority. Nope, we don't have 2. Then reproduction. All right, so 3 babies. There we go. All right, so now that we've moved like grasslands to 4, that's tasty. Savannas to 3 are better. All right, so we're definitely going to go on to some grassland. It's got to be adjacent now. So here, here, or here, right? So forest, grassland, or mountain. And mountain would be bad because they will immediately die, wouldn't they? No, they would not. They would die next turn, the following turn. And it would get me into desert. No. So we are going to go ahead and put at least 1 over here in the grassland. And you know what? All of them are going to die. I can't believe I did this. That was really poor planning on my part. I actually will do this. There we go. So then,
Yep.
The grassland and forest. So if we take a look.
Do I put mine out first or no?
No, okay. I finished my turn. And that, so grassland is at a 4. Mm-hmm. We then look here, find the 4. The 4 becomes a 5.
Sure.
Okay, so if that's the case, then these become 5s. Do I put a third one up there? That would become a 4, and they would actually be longer living. The forest will be a 3, which would be a 4. No, that's fine. And then the forest is actually at a 3 here. So a 3, which is actually a 4. Boop, done. Jess, your turn. Okay, so, all right, you go through the same steps.
So my polar and my desert are both at 3s, and the 3s are going to come out as 4s. So all of these are 4s. 4, 4, and 4.
Okay. So that is reproduction. Now, fill up territory tiles. Okay, so I look at mine. No, that's full. No. Then Jess. No, yes, and yes. All right, so now they both become 4s because it's the same turn. And then, at the end of that step, actually back up. Before you had done that, we actually look. Does Jess have the majority here and here on 2 of the same? So technically at the end of reproduction, then Jess would actually come over here, grab 1 of her extra cubes, put it right there. She then gets a bump on her desert and there. So Jess off and running. But then they have babies, but that's a cow's opinion.
If that's true, then this comes out higher because now I'm at a 4 and 4s are 5s.
Good point. There we go. So that's why that would have changed. Good call. All right. So now check mission goals. I know the answer is no for me. Do you have anything?
Nope.
Really?
Why would I have
it's
anything?
3 different. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Wasn't sure. Okay. All right. These cards go away. Refill. And yeah, Shrey, you're right. Hey, Kevin.
What did Shrey say?
You said your 2s would die at the beginning of the next round, but you'd still have a 3. It's a fair point. You'd still have 1 that survived, which might matter, so that's a fair point. All right, so turn. All 2s die. That was really poor. Okay, done. Receive your EPs.
My 3s are going to die next turn. This is what happens.
Yeah.
Death.
Circle
Darwinism.
of life. All right, get your EPs.
Okay, so I now get 7 EPs, so I go up to 9.
And I get 5, I go up to 7.
Okay.
All right, so spend your EPs, play a card.
Okay, I have 7 EPs. I could get a card. Let's see what we have out. I am at 3 and 1. 3 yellow and 1 blue. Could potentially do this thing for 6 EP, but that I don't have enough for that. Okay, that's good to know.
What do you mean you don't have enough?
5 plus
Plus the 6.
the 6 is 11, and I have
out.
9 EP. So I do not have enough for that. But this one's super tempting. I cannot... I'd have to go down 1, which is super interesting, and then up 3. So that's still a movement of 4. That's 10 EP. I can't do that, but maybe I could build up to it.
The other thing to keep in mind, that card's going away at the end of the round.
I'm not too worried about it.
Just
but
reminding you.
you're right. Those end ones are going to go away. Potentially, you could buy some of them too. So they're definitely not ones you can rely on being there. I want to, what's my mission? I really want to maybe get out here and have 3 different tiles. Right now, I don't need these guys as much because I did my desert goal over there. So maybe I'm going to move these guys over. I'm currently at a 2 here. But my 3s are going to die. The 2 would die right away. This one would die moving over. I could only really move that one. Ugh.
But also keep in mind, the ones that don't die right away give you the chance to reproduce adjacent. So if that were to move here, you then could reproduce adjacent to get further away. So it dies a hero, and that throws its spawn to the next.
The 3, yeah. So the 3 I could move there and maybe do... No?
The 3
becomes
would
a 2.
become a 2, it immediately dies. If you move the 4 here, it becomes a 3 immediately. And then reproduction happens after movement. You then could have a baby here as an example.
That's super interesting. Yeah, I get that now.
It throws babies to the next tile.
It's throwing babies. Okay. A different type would be super good. I could move that one.
And you have a... Oh, you're still back on... Sorry, spending EPs. So...
That's 1. That could throw babies, and I could put 3 in. Okay. Sure. So starting out higher on mountains, I don't know what that really tells me I need to spend on. That's going to let me get on a 3rd tile. I want to get over there. And I want to get over there. This is a lot to think about. Okay, focus. Can I do anything here? Nope.
Not and by one of the 5 cards. We've established that. I think you could do the second one. I think so.
This one?
It's expensive, but I think you could do it.
Doesn't seem worth it to move.
Well, I'm just saying the functionality of possible.
All right, I'm gonna put things out.
That's the only card you can actually complete this
I'm gonna
turn.
push. I'm gonna keep my EPs.
Okay, so my turn. I have 7. I am gonna spend some of mine because clearly I'm way behind over here, and that so I need to do something. So what I want to be able to do is play this card. So I'm going to move that 1 and that 2 like so. Is that worth it?
Right? That's what I'm like, I don't know that any of these are really worth the expenditure.
Okay, hold on.
All right, this lets me do some math.
The other thing that I'm thinking about is I could do that this turn, or I could spend, 6 of my 7 EP and paying that out total and total, because the red-yellow then gets me 1 here, and I could increase either my evolution points, my movement, or my reproduction. Having a 4th baby seems like a really good idea. But having longer living things also seems like a really good idea. I don't know what the answer is. So we're just going to do this. 1, 2 spaces, that's 3 EPs. Boom, done. Then... am I going to spend any other card? I will check to see if I'm going to buy any other cards, but I'm playing this one, which means that's going to move up, and then that's going to move up. Boom, that's done. Now we have 4 EPs, which means I could, if I want, go ahead and purchase one of the top cards, which, let's see, I'm heavy in red and yellow, which is large in general. That one's actually pretty close. That's maybe not, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. So I'll spend 2. Let me get that first card, please. And I have 2 more. Do I want to purchase another card? I think I do. That 4-1 is really close to that 4-1 because that's then just right here. Yeah, let's do it. I will spend my last 2 EPs to purchase that card. And I am done. So now we will refill. There we go. I think you reshuffle. I didn't even encounter that, so let me double check, actually. If you run out. It's actually a really good question. Yeah, shuffle and then shuffle and redraw. So there we go. Okay. So that's spending our EPs. So Jess, move. 1.
So I don't understand this.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
So I can move. If I move it to a 2, it does right away. So I cannot move any of these or this one.
Right.
So I'll just forget those exist.
Now, you can. Let's be clear. Here, let me explain something to you, and be patient with me, please.
I'm not being patient.
I know. Just hear me. Let's say you chose to move that there.
Yeah.
This flips and immediately dies because there. Okay, so let's hold on to that. The reason you might want to do that is you then get a fill here when we get into fill up territory tiles, which is the next step. By doing that, we then look at where your desert is. Your desert is currently a 4.
Okay.
So we come back here, a 4, we would put a 1
At least that
there,
leaves me a 1.
And now that's going to be hang around for at least 4 turns.
So I would.
So that's why you might want.
I am going to do
move.
that. So hand me that, please.
Well, I don't want to kill yours. You have to kill it.
I can't reach it, so you have no choice.
There. It then goes there. Oh, it dies.
All right.
There
So
you go.
that one has died.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, you're done. That's all your movement.
Oh, because that's it for movement.
Because 1 movement. You
Right.
got to move it. The end. Okay. So my turn. The good news is I could move something and it not die, which is kind of nice. But do I want to? I think I do. I think I will probably... The question is, do I move this over there? I think it will die too soon.
Mm-hmm.
There, it will die too soon. I have done terrible.
I feel the same, so don't worry. Populations on the board.
You know what? I am going to. We're going to move this there. That becomes a 4. Boom, done. There's our movement. Reproduction.
So, that just that one. I think the desert
Have babies.
have babies.
How many babies do you have?
I can. 3. Just placement. Okay, so 3 of them are going to come out.
Now, you could put it here, but you're going to get one there anyway,
No,
so
I'm
why
gonna get
bother,
one there.
right? I'm going to start introducing myself like that. Hi, I'm Goose Areno, large in general. That was mean, by the way.
It's not. You went where I was, and it was pretty clear I'm going to go there.
You weren't there.
Look it. ice cap, ice cap. I'll have the majority in 2 ice caps. It was
Glory to Rome.
pretty clear I was going for
You
that.
know what? I got a lot going on here, okay? And trying to explain to you how to do stuff.
It's not a critique.
I'm just saying.
Stating that I had this plan before you went there. It wasn't
clearly should have figured this out.
reaction to you, but trying to get the 2 ice caps that were right there.
Do you feel
for
good
me.
about yourself?
No, I wish you hadn't gone there. So there's that. And then I can place another one. 3s are gonna die. So I want to do a grassland thing. Do I start doing that?
I'm not going to try and say why this. I'm just saying it works. So
This movement thing's really harsh. I need more movement, which I shall have eventually. Gosh, these guys are all gonna die. I am not gonna get the majority in 3 types of tiles. I don't know where this should go. I have no idea my optimal move with this guy, but
follow your heart.
the desert, it's gonna I'm gonna say my pullers are already done. I'm looking at what is gonna live longest. Grass or forest. They have the same amount of spaces in them. I want to get 2 things. These are 4s. That one's going to come out as a 5, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to go with that.
You know what we won't do? Critique your play.
Oh, yes, they will. Hi.
Okay, well, I won't.
I know.
All right, so what are the babies? Give them faces.
Okay, so this one is a grassland. Grassland's going to come out as a 3. A 3 is currently a 5. These are polar. Polar's a 3. 3 is currently a 5. So these are going to be 5s. Can you help me with that? I appreciate it. So those are out.
All right, my turn. I also have 3 babies, so this is terrible. That hurt.
I'm sorry. I needed that goal.
All right, well, I guess we're kind of starting behind the curve, but I think this is probably a good idea. Something like that. So then looking at this, grasslands are 4s. 4s become 1s. So all of these become lowly but super strong.
1s are great.
Right now they are.
Go 1s. Okay. Oh, sorry.
All right.
So I'm going to fill this one.
All right, so now we're into fill up territory tiles. So, yep, go for it.
That's going to be blank, but my deserts are at a 4, so that'll be a 1.
Yep. There we go. And that's it for you. And then here for me, no room. But, oh, hey, there we go.
See? Yay! That's good.
So here we go. We get 3 babies, and again, they're going to become 4s. 4s become 1s. So all right, there we go. That is fill up territories. Check mission goals. You got any?
Yes.
All right, do it. What?
Oh, not mission goals, sorry. Those things.
Okay.
Shouldn't we have checked those at some point?
Yeah, at the end of each of these.
My bad.
Right.
So when that was, because that and that.
All right, so you have majority on the 2 polars?
Yes.
So the polars here, you go up 1 on movement and 1 on polar. There we go. All right, cool. Refill. All right. 3s, die. There, There.
You got it.
All right. EPs, I get 5. Jess, you're up.
7. So that's going to bring me to 16.
All right. So spending EPs for me. We are going to go 1 there for sure. And then what do we want to increase? Do we want to increase forest? Or do we, and polar? I don't think so. So, yes, we do, because I don't want to waste the movement. So, yeah. So, that's 1. And that'd be 2. So, moving 2 is going to spend 3 of my EP there. I'm at 4 large, 1 general. That's going to be that. So, we have ping and 1 on the polar. Now, you'll notice that if you were to get extras that go up past that, you then go up that number of spaces up around the track there. Okay? So that's what that is. All right. I guess technically I have 2 more points. Do I want to do anything with it? A moment. Do I want to buy anything? I do not. I'm done. So, Jess, you're up.
Okay. So this one's pretty enticing. It would cost me 1, 2, 3, 6 EP plus this. So it would cost 11 to get me
9 EPs every turn.
2 more EP. This would cost me 4, which is not, so that's not as good. So I probably want this. The movement looks pretty enticing too, but that's way too hard to get to. Okay, so this is probably the one I'm going for. I don't mind my grassland going up. What am I at for that? 2 and 2. Nah. All right, I guess that's what I'm going to do. So 3 spaces is 6 EP. Was this one?
Yep.
2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 6.
And 6 because 3, 6. There you go.
Buy this. 0, 5. And now get that.
Smoking.
I still have 5.
You can buy more cards. You can, you have this.
Oof. Those cards are not my friend. Nah.
Okay.
So you get to fill the bottom, fill this, so that you know what you have, and I'm going to keep those.
All right, so movement. I have 1. We are definitely going to be moving along, but where, I don't know. So if the 4s move, they die, so not moving, not moving. So it's going to be one of the ones. Do we go to a savanna? Do we go to the forests? I think we have to work our way over towards the grasslands. So that will become a 5 because it goes from 1 to a 5. So boom, done. That's my movement. Jess?
Question, what are these? When you bump?
I mentioned it's...
Up there. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. No, I couldn't remember. Thank you
worries.
for refreshing my memory.
So you have 2 movement.
I do have 2 movement.
Yep.
We are currently in 3s.
Have a good night, Gooserino.
Moving this forward, let it refill better. So that seems like a good idea. That 4 is going to die anyway, but it doesn't really help me. So I might kill this one. That would be 1 movement. What else could I do? If I move into that desert, I'd get an extra 1. I don't really care about majority there anymore. But then it dies at the beginning of the turn. But it would populate first. Okay, so I'm going to move this one here, and I'm going to move this one here, but it's going to die because
Immediately. Yep, there you go.
That's my 2 movement.
All right. Do you have any goals met or any of the special actions? Any of those?
No.
Okay.
Majority on.
Yeah, I have
is not.
forest, but I don't have the majority spaces, so nothing there. Just making sure. So that was movement, and now reproduction. So this starts with me. Again, 3 babies for me. So now, I think we have to get one there. I would love to be able to, but you can't chain baby.
Chain baby. No chain baby.
So mountains right now would be 1s. Those maybe, are they worth it? Is it worth it, or do I just load up there? That might. So do we go Savannah, which the Savannahs would be all 1s? I'm putting a lot of, and then it becomes 5s. I think it's worth it. Yeah, we're going to see if this is a terrible idea, but all of these become 1s because they're actually 3s, so they become 1s. I think so. So theoretically, I will be able to fill those. Oh, no, actually, wait, that fills now, doesn't it?
What?
Well,
After.
fill
It's
up
not a fill
territory.
yet. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's what we do. All right, done. So, Jess.
Sorry, baby side.
All right, and you're at grasslands or what?
Grasslands are a 3. 3 is currently at 1, so these all
gotcha.
flip all the way over, opposite side to the 1.
Okay. All right, and now we fill in. So, you get 1 there. Polar is going to be what, a 4? So that's a 1. You get 1 here. Your desert is a 4. That'll be a 1. You get 3 here. So your grass is at what? 3? Mm-hmm. And 3s are, wait, am I telling you the wrong
Yeah,
thing?
you were
I am.
saying the 4s were
I'm looking at the wrong
2s.
thing. Those should become 2s. Sorry.
So this was it this one?
Yes.
Okay, so this one
There. That should be a 2. And your grassland,
is 1s.
right. 3s and 1s. There you go. And your desert here is a 4.
So it's
and
a
your
2.
4s are 2. So there.
So this is a 1, and that's a 2. Thank you.
All right. So then, nobody has majority here. I do here. Savannah is at a 3. A 3 is a 1. There. So done, done, no, 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 and there. And grassland. Grassland is a 4, and a 4 is a 2. Oops. So close. All right, done. Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How's that possible if they die immediately when they're on that face? Because I have everything but a 3.
Same.
I had a 3, but it's not possible to have a 3 right now, and it's never going to be possible to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
It's a fair question.
Not the way we're playing it anyway.
Movement. Okay, let me read this line. Every player can move one population by one environmental tile, vertically or horizontally. Since changing your living conditions spends energy, player needs to reduce the lifespan of the population moved by one number in the direction of the elephant graveyard on the Wheel of Life. Should this happen to be the number currently associated with the elephant's graveyard, the die is taken off the map. If the die shows a 1, it's turned to a 5. So, how would we get 3s out there on the board?
Ever. You're never going to have the current graveyard one out on the board.
Not true. Right there, a 5. if I put a tree out. There you go. That's not true.
So you have to put out one that is maxed. And it doesn't die automatically?
So if I were to reproduce in the current, right, we were at the reproduction state, we would then look at, yeah, it's a baby. It would last, yeah, correct.
Okay.
Let me double check and make sure I'm not lying to you, but for reproduction.
Okay. Harder than I thought. That's really difficult.
Well, I mean, it is an end game goal, right?
Some of them are easier. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say otherwise, so I believe that's correct.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, so where were we?
We just filled all the territories.
All right, cool. Check mission goals.
I believe I have this one. I'm covering 3 different tiles. Desert, polar, grass.
Checks out. Here, put it on the German side.
I don't have double what you have. You don't have double what I have.
Need 4 of these. I only have 2.
A lifespan
You
of
have 2.
4. Okay. So 2 of those.
3 of these. Nope.
I only have 2.
We already covered that.
We don't.
3 mountains, 2 polar.
Just present. I have
Not
2 polar, no mountains. Nobody has mountains. So that one. And then the nice cross, no.
That is majority on a cross. So, for instance, there and there. Or, yeah, good luck with that. Okay, cool. So, done. Change starting player. Boop. Refill the card. These go away.
Sure. Weep.
There we go. And then, forest die. There. There. Let the bodies hit the floor. There we go. Trey confirmed that's right. Yep. Okay. All
That's
right.
a good reason to want to get to 5.
The 5th level. There you go. Get your EP.
I am going to get 9, which brings me to 14.
I get 5, goes to 7. All right, spend them.
So I have
Spend them if you got them.
14. I would really like to max this thing. What can I do? I am at 4. Yay! I am nowhere near 3. These are terrible.
Was that the knights that say "ni"?
Yeah.
That I just saw.
I could do 10 and 5. I have 14. I'd have to spend 10 to get up there. That's not going to work. All right. Whew.
I mean, the other thing to think about is you could spend 2 movement to get to 4/4, which gets you that, which gets you one of your bottom tracks moved up 1. Reproduction, movement, or your final evolution point. I'm getting smoked right now, by the way.
I don't know that that's true.
Oh, I do.
4 would be great.
And you've moved up tracks.
Might as well. Let's do the 2. Moving 2 is 3 EP. That brings me to 11. Do I want any of these cards or to do anything now? No. Oof. Yeah. So that's it. I think that's all I want to do.
Okay, grab a marker, put it there.
Do I want to do anything here to you? I have to hit this and then hit it again, right? To get that. No, I'd rather do that. Okay, so I'm going to grab a marker. I'm going to put it here. I'm done there. And I'm going to move this one.
Okay, so you have 4 babies now. All right.
What are we at? 5s are going away. Okay.
All right, so for spending EP, what do we do? I need 6 to be able to do that, and that would get me more evolution points. Is it worth it? I think so for next turn. I think so. So I'm going to spend 5 to purchase that card. Drops me to 2. Then, oh, wrong one, sorry. Then I'm going to spend 1 point to move this. So 1 there. So that's going to be 1 point because 1 movement there. And that is going to get me that. That's going to be desert and grassland. So the grassland goes there and the desert gets off the schneid there. I don't know if this is actually a good idea to diversify this way, but hashtag great teacher. All right, I'm done. That's purchased. So we need to refill this, please. All right. Cool. So movement. How much movement do you get?
I get 2 movement. 5s are dying next turn, so I might want to sacrifice a couple. I only need majority on the grassland thing. So I could move that one. Thinking of moving this one. Nothing's happening over there. Oh, that one's dying. I don't think
this is hard.
It matters. It's hard. It's a lot to think about. I mean, it's not hard. It's a lot to think about as far as numbers and what's dying and moving around. Okay. So my thought is I could move this here. That makes it a 1, and that'll allow this to fill in when we reproduce. When we fill tiles, which is kind of nice. Because I don't really want to lose this one. And then I might do the same there. And the reason, well, because that keeps a presence on the polars if I want to go for polars and mountains at some point. I don't know that I can get to polars and mountains.
It's hard, the timing of it, right?
Yeah. It's really hard to do this, but it seems like something to maybe try to do. So I'm going to end up losing this one, but that seems like a good idea. But I hate turning this down because it means it's going to die sooner. Can I get to mountains in time? Oh, goodness. I'm going to try. So we're going to put that one there. Did I do that right?
Did it drop a number?
Yes, 2 to a 1.
Okay, that's
and
one of your 2.
And then we're going to take that 2 and make it a 1.
And that'll go there.
Yeah.
All right, my movement's pretty simple. That, done. All right, so that's our movement. Now have babies. How many do you have? You get 4, I get 3. Go for it.
I'm sorry. Again, this was planned.
Wow.
It was planned well before you did that.
Well, that's where they were going. Hey, Jess. Glory to Rome.
I mean, this is the thing. We have the same goals. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I have something in my eye.
Sorry.
Wow.
I have this one too.
I had this weight. Oh, that's so gross. I hate you so much.
I'm
right
sorry.
now. Wow.
Okay, so we need to flip the babies, right?
Can I take my turn?
Oh no, I'm sorry. You have to
go
decide
ahead.
where you have
No,
to go.
sorry. Go ahead. Flip yours.
I thought I needed to. So grassland for me is a 3. 3s are 2s, so these are all 2s.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a baby there. It becomes a 4 because it's maxed out. So there you go. But I guess technically that should be a baby. So that's 1. There's a part of me that wants to just spite do things now.
Well, I can tell you I didn't intentionally.
Well, I'm thinking about intentionally.
Oh, this
doing
gets
things.
in your. This goes automatically, right? Because I now have.
At the end, yep, it does.
So.
Yep. This is gross.
And now
So
I move
there.
up on this, and I move up, and that means those grass, when they flipped over, actually would have flipped over as a 3. So these are 3s.
So the game's over. It's just playing out the string, but now I'm gonna be spiteful.
Not over.
There's no way I can come back from this, Jess.
All right,
Let's
I'm
be
sorry.
realistic.
How is that true?
I'm just here.
Okay. I can't get this one. I mean this one.
That was my only plan. Let's see. We need to get on to that. Things aren't dying for a while. I'm going to go first at least next turn. So I think we're going to have a baby here. That seems silly. Because those aren't going to die fast enough. So hold on. Wow. Whew. Do I put them on the like, I don't even know what I'm trying to do at this point. I really have no idea. So I don't want to waste time. Yeah, that's brutal. All right, screw it. We will do this. So we will put one there, and we're going to put one there. All right, done. So for me, the polars are going to be 2s. 2s become 1s. And the grassland there is pegged out at a 5, so that'll become a 4. And done. So that is babies. So fill up.
I get to put that out. It's a grassland, which is a 4. 4s are 3s, and that's it.
I get that one. Savannas. Savannas are 3s. 3s are 2s. You know what? A moment. I may roll something back real quick. So I need a 3 out there. So is there anything that's a 4? No. So I'm not going to. Never mind. All right. So that's done. Mission goals. What did you succeed at?
I have 3 out there, so I get this one.
Yep.
I think that's it. I don't have any mountains, so no presence there. I don't have some big cross thing. I don't have 4s out because all my 4s died, and I only have 3 in the 4 to 5 range.
I'm pretty sure I
don't have double
any.
of yours.
I'm 2/3 of the way to that. I'm halfway to that. I am no way to that. I'm just short on that one. And yeah. All right. Cool. So, first player, these die. You know, in Little League, where they have the mercy rule, you know, like 10 runs or whatever, that's where this would be right now.
Stop it. You could catch up. I don't know. All right, so we turn, right?
Ah, damn it. You're right, Shrey. If I would have had put all my babies here, it would have filled this, and I would have had that, so I would have gotten that. Damn it.
Your spite hitting me.
Well, no. I was looking at this one.
Oh, okay.
So, but also, yeah. All right, so rotate. 5s die.
5 for me. Ooh, goodness. Didn't mean to flip that one. 5 for me.
That goes away, that goes away, and that goes away.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I don't see any more 5s.
All right. Let me get my 5 EP. Get your 44.
I get 11.
My bad. Sorry. I'm having fun with it. I'm not bitter.
Okay, I am at 22.
Jesus. So you see how it snowballs, right? Don't do... So my mistake was putting everything on one time.
Okay.
All right, so spending EP. Right, so I am going to spend 1 to move that 1. And hey, that'll do. All right, there we go. So, hey, somebody's getting 7 EP going forward. I don't... You know what? Hold on. All right, now we're going to have to play a little aggressive. So I'm going to spend 3 more EPs, 1, 2, 3, to move 2 spaces. Here, 1, 2. Because...
Did we change first player?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, you did.
When I hit this, if Jess is still back there, she loses 2 steps on those. It's something. If she advances up, then... I mean, she has so many EP, though, that I think I'm just poking the dragon, honestly, but so be it. It would be really comical. So you actually could spend 4, and I would lose 1 step on one of these.
Why?
Because you would go 1, 2, skip, 3, 4. You would gain 1 of those steps, and then at the end of phase 3, my phase 3 is done. I would then go back 1 because that penalty.
That seems really, really mean.
I think it's funny, honestly.
Okay, so I'm looking at trying to accomplish this one. It cost me 5. Oh, that stinks. Okay, so that brings me down to 17. If I wanted to move all the way to 3, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, which is 21. I was thinking I could do it, but I cannot. I'm 4 short.
Oh, you need 26, yeah.
Yes, because what I want to do is move up on this track, and moving this would move me 3 on that track, which allows me to jump.
Oh, that's
It
awesome.
doesn't get past you, though.
No, I know,
really
no. Commending you. I'm saying that's a great.
So that was a good turn, but I don't have enough for that.
4 short, yeah.
I'd like to do something here, or is there a double up that will get me up there? Oh, this one would work, but see, that doesn't help either. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
5.
So that'd be 15. Okay, I could do that. That will give me another one. It'll give me this one.
You should do that.
Well, we both can do these.
No, I know. I'm just saying that seems, I mean, the goal of the game is to get 5 here. That gives you a third. That's the main thing. That makes sense.
It does.
Oh, and I should also point out to everybody watching, notice Jess is on 4-4. There are no cards in the game that are at 4-4. So staying on 4-4 doesn't make sense. So just like waiting for a card, there are none.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point that
It's
out.
only these things, and that doesn't help me right now.
I love what Corey says. I think you'll appreciate this. It may be mean, but the best move possibly the best move. This one has some teeth. Corey says, squeeze the last bit of hope from your opponent, LOL.
I mean, and also I need to go on mountains right now because I was going to get a presence on all mountains. It would make them a high number. So
sense.
it does seem good. So I'm going to do the 5 spaces for 15 EP.
7.
What?
You're left with 7.
No, I got 22. I'm left with 17.
How many? You're moving
Oh,
5
15.
spaces?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
I'm just trying to help.
my math is,
I know, I'm just trying to help.
This is coming down too. So then I'm left
Buy
with
the
5.
card.
Yeah.
There you go.
I bought this.
Just trying to help.
And I haven't moved these yet, so let me do that.
5 steps. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
That's what you
It
paid
matches. This can work. This goes over.
And that's going to get you...
Later, at the end of the game.
No, I'm just, yeah. Or at the end of the round. But
At the end of the round. Yep.
Are you banking the other 5?
Do I want anything down here? Movement. I mean, do I buy that for later? I don't think I'm going for that one. No, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no.
so let's look what I'm at. Green 1, red 3. Green 1, red 3. Well, that's not far, but I don't care about moving really that much right now. No, I'm going to leave it.
All right, so refill that then, please. All right. We get to move. So I get to move my 1.
It's dying. Ones are dying. But if I move ones, they die.
So, okay. So we move, reproduce, and then fill up. All right. Well, I guess my 1 movement has to be, if I move ones, they die.
Yeah, I
But
just realized
a 2
that
to a
too.
1.
That was kind of my plan too. Darn it.
There we go. That's my, so it drops from a 2 to a 1. Done.
All right, I
How
can
many
move
movement?
2.
2? Okay. I feel you, Corey.
I think I move this, and it'll become a 2, so I still have enough time. It'll take care of that presence. I might want to do something here because those will fill in, even though it'll die.
Yep.
This is gonna die, but it'll. No, you're there, so that doesn't help me. But I don't need to kill it because I'm still not getting anything there, and I still keep a presence. These could go to 2s. I think that'll just die. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need to leave 4.
4. Yep.
I'll do that.
That's 1 of the 2. Okay.
And then I suppose I can just pull that and it will refill.
That becomes a 5 and dies, so yeah.
And then, but that one will refill. Okay, I'll do
All right. So there's movement. Do you have any of the bonuses? Do you have any of these guys that you haven't already? I do not. All right. So reproduce. I get to have 3 babies. To the surprise of nobody. 1, 2. It's totally short-sighted. I just want to get on the board. That's all. Done.
All right, so I feel like I should do the mountain thing.
That seems like a good idea. You can't quite.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you only need on
presence.
2. No, you need 3 mountains.
Yeah.
You can't get there.
Oh, I can't get there. I messed up. I should have moved that one. No, it would have died.
Yeah.
I should have still moved that one. Okay.
Go ahead, back it up if you want. Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead, that's fine. I'm good with that. So this was a 3. You're good. So you move the 2 to the 1, right?
Yeah.
There. And now you can do it. That makes sense.
Okay.
Because now you have, how many? You have 4 babies?
Yeah, so
1,
mountain.
2, 3.
Oh, this would fill in. So I suppose I should, do I want that one or that one?
Oh, you know, yeah, because they're all going to die. Gonna die, clown.
It's just whether I want that one or that one. I think I want, nah, I have a lot of stuff over there. I think I'll do that.
All right, so here we go. So your mountains are at what?
Mountains are at 4.
4. Everything's face value, whatever the number is, whatever.
So these are at 4. Mountains are at 4. So this is
There you go. Everything's 4.
Everything's
there. Boom, done.
Okay.
All right. So do you have any of these? Oh, hold on. My forests are maxed, so those become 5s. Sorry.
And those are majority on 2 of the
1,
same.
2, 5. No. Okay.
Not that I don't already have. I don't have majority on 2 mountains. I don't have majority on 2 forests.
Yeah, me either. I can relate.
And majority on 2 savannas. Okay.
All right. So now we fill up. So you get a savanna there, which is a 4. You get a 4 there. You get a desert, which is a 4 here. Grasslands, you get 2 more 4s there. Okay. And then I will get these, and both of these get 5s to fill up. There. Strong babies. All right. So that is Philip Territories. And now check the mission goals. Well, hey, first player, you betcha.
Yay!
Boom, boom, boom. There. We are on the board. We did not get skunked. All right. However, so then let's look. Both of us got that. Double, I'm pretty sure that's no.
Nope.
4, I only have 2, but Jess has 4. We don't need to talk about that. 5 different numbers.
Do you have it?
I do not. Do you?
No.
Okay. Oh, you need to have a 5 to be able to do that, so you can't. What about the next one?
Yay!
3 mountains and 2 polar. Mountain, 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 polar, polar checks out. And the cross.
No. I'm not even looking at the cross. Cross seems hard.
So what one do you need? You need double. No, that's what you need to win the game. 5 different numbers. So you need to bump up one of those tracks and then reproduce next turn and the game's over. Put me out of my misery. All right, change the starting player and refill. These die. Hi, buddy.
And we get to kill some animals. Not the dog.
Oh, yeah, please not. So here we go. And by some, this
me
this
too.
was an asteroid that came down.
Boop.
I would like to point out all the deaths.
Boop.
The bodies hit the floor.
That's a lot of deaths.
That has changed things a bit. Oh, I apologize. I don't want to. All right, there we go.
The ones are gone.
Circle of life.
That was a big round
That
for
was.
dying.
Hey, I get
its
7
purpose,
EPs. I'm up to 8. What do you get? 44?
11.
Okay, my bad.
So I'm only at 16.
Thank you, Shrey. Shrey's threw party emojis out there. I did not get skunked. All right. I didn't ask, by the way, who people are betting on because they knew. It's not a filler. All right, so spending EPs. What can you do to bump one of those to a 5?
So we've got, this would work. This would work.
Hold on. 3. No, that's too expensive. The first one. Was that red 2? Ooh, and yellow. Oh, that's only 3 movement.
This 2, 1.
This one, I think.
1, 2, 3. That's
Yep.
3 movement. That would work. 2, 1.
That's even better. 1.
Oh, that's
It's
1 movement. But I don't think that, nope. I need 2 on that one.
Okay, so no, you
And-
need 3 on that one.
You're right. This one does.
Way too far. If it has blue, don't bother. So no.
Okay. Well, yes. And then, okay. So this one.
Yep,
we said.
that one.
All right. So to move that, I need to move 1, 2, 3. 3 spaces is 6. That brings me down
To only 10.
10. And that moves me to 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I'll purchase this for 2, which is 8. Then 2, 2. So that gives
Not to be
me
confused with Choo Choo.
one of those and one of those.
There we go.
That is done. Is there anything else I want to do? I could spend. Nope.
No, technically, once you've played the card,
Oh,
you're
okay.
done. So you
Sorry.
can't go back and manipulate that. But if
Oh,
there,
not
if you
yet.
want to buy any cards, or if you want to move up that track, you can still do that. That's
so
fine.
6 would move me 3.
Which gets you a tiebreaker, which might come into play.
Well, at least make sure that you don't. The reason I would do this is to prevent you from doing, because now my round, my 3 is done. If you were to get around, I'd get in trouble, right? I'd get a
Well,
minus.
I mean, I could spend 3 points no matter what and do that.
Oh, that's true.
So, which is probably going to happen, but it's just moot. Just because I need to move one of these to 4s and I have no cards. That's why I'm going to do
Okay.
that.
All right.
Now, hold on. I will say this. Moving 2 spaces here makes sense because then instead of losing 2 dits back, you only lose 1.
But I'm not in the 2-dit part.
Yes,
am I?
you are. Look at where the bracket is.
Oh, the
right there.
bracket's there.
It's all of that area.
Okay.
So it makes sense.
So I can spend 3 EP
yeah,
to get
to
up
go
into that
1, 2.
section.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so I will spend 3 to go 1, 3. So that's going to be 3 EP there. which I immediately get a bump on any one of these tracks, and it's going to be mountain or savanna. And
Oh, I could have just done that.
what?
And then I wouldn't have gone down on anything.
What?
I didn't need to buy the card. Just as for people to, I could have just gone around and gotten the bump.
Oh, a single bump. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Sorry. But you refill that.
Yes.
So I am going to bump, we'll go and bump the Savannah, I think there, to get that there, because I get one free bump there. I have 5. Do we have anything over here that's red and green? That's 3. That would be 6. I can't. Red and green. No. Not anything that works. So, I guess that's it. So which one do you drop down? You drop down 1 at the end of this.
I'm in trouble.
Why?
I don't have 2s out.
Well, hold on.
And I have nothing at a 1. Yeah, I'm really messed up. Well, it gives you a chance to come back. It does not end now. I can't get 2. I can't get a 2. And I was going for this one. Remember, it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we were hyper focusing on getting a 5 out.
Sorry.
I actually need to get a 1 out. And I can't. So this is not ending this round.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. All right.
And that's going to be a problem next round, too, because I don't have any ability to put these out.
Well,
So you got a plenty of time.
You drop 1.
Yeah, I should have done
so go
that.
ahead.
Okay, so what do I drop?
Any one track.
And unfortunately, this one can't drop. It can't. It's not even an option.
I understand that, but...
Well, I like pullers and I like deserts because when I put stuff out on it, I can potentially get majority. Mountains, I have stuff on, but I don't really care about it.
So I think I bank the 5 and call it good. Check that.
Yeah, that was a... See, I made mistakes too. That was a really bad move.
I'm going to move 2 here, so it's going to go 1
Oh, that
there.
one can't
That's
go
going to
to
be
a 1.
3.
Can I get one to a 1?
Red, green.
No.
Red, green is there. Do we have more babies or do we have more movement?
Oh, I suppose I can move a 3. That will bring me down to a 2. Yes. And then I put stuff out. Okay, so it doesn't matter what I drop. I'll drop...
I think we'll go movement. There we
I'm
go.
not getting to any trees, so I'll drop a tree.
All right. Movement. It's your turn. So how many moves? You have 2 moves?
I clearly need to move a 3. So this one's going to become a 2. I have 2 moves, so that's 1.
So Shrey, the peanut gallery says
this.
move a 3 to a 2 and then put out a 4 and a 5 in reproduction. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, you will be able to.
I was like, oh, I'm back. And right now, 5s
Or a
are
5
going to
and
die.
a 1 in reproduction.
I don't want to move that one. This one will still reproduce and give me majority, so I'll move this one. What was this, a 3? This one's going to become a 2. That'll fill.
All right, so I get 2 movement.
And put out something on a grassland. Oh, actually, this is going to fill a grassland, so that'll do it as well. So that'll fill at 1. So what do I want to reproduce? 4.
Where do we want to move? I mean, it's kind of moot, right? But I can't move the 5s or they die. Wow, that's rough. And the forests are too far away. We are not. No, wait. I can move. Wait, I can move 5s. They become 1s, right? No, I can't move 5s. Right. No, 5s become 4s. I'm an idiot. I will move 1, 2. And that becomes a 4. Regardless how many steps. So, done. There we go. All right, so that's movement. Did you hit any majorities on any of those over there?
Nope.
All right. So, reproduction. Go for it.
I'm going to reproduce on the mountains.
And you get how many?
The reason I'm going to
4?
do that, because I know what people said in chat, but these are going to fill it ones, right?
Not yet. You got to have the majority.
Oh, okay, then I can't do that. So I should have moved up my mountains because then they would have filled, but that's fine. So I can go here.
Now they will fill.
Well, that'll give me, it doesn't matter because I'll have the ones. I was just trying to get this one too.
So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you need to have a 5. So you need to put out something that you have at a 4. So desert, mountain, or polar.
Oh, I don't have a 5. I didn't even realize that. Good to note. So I can fill a mountain.
There you go.
Sorry. And then those will fill.
There we go. All right. So your mountains are 4s. Those become 5s. Your mountains. And your grasslands are 5s, become 1s.
Yay, ones. Ones exist.
There we go. And now I produce at 3 of them. What matters? I don't think anything does. 4s become 5s. Let's see. So that will become a 5. So what do we, wait, we already have 5s. Let me see if I can do this as well. I need 1s, so 5. So I would want to produce on a grassland or a forest. A grassland or a forest. So we'll go, well, those will already come out as a 1. So I don't need that when we fill up. So that's good. So that's a 5 and a 1, a 2 and a 4. I need 3s, so I need 2s. So I need to put out a desert or a polar. So I guess we will go there. That'll become a 2. That'll become a 2. And you know what? No, we won't. The savanna will be a 4, which becomes 5s. Done. All right.
Phil?
Then Phil, yeah. I think we can do this simultaneous at this point.
So 4s are 5s.
Forests for me are 1s.
So I filled there. Down there, yeah, 5.
Savannas are 4s,
I'm
which are
going to get
5s.
grassland, which is
Never mind.
1s.
I screwed this up. This has to go over here. And then that fills. There we go.
And I get 2 mountains, and the mountains are 5s.
No, wait.
Because that's majority.
How do I get 3s?
And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 3 grasslands. And grasslands are 1s.
I screwed this up. These aren't 2s. These are 3s. Golly. So if that's a 3 when it... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never mind. So I will put the second baby over here. I'm getting tired. So 4s are 5s. So there. So all of these become 5s. There. There you go. All right. Cool. Check mission goals. Hey, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold out. 5. Just saying. I got that first. No, technically just did. She's first player.
I'm the first player. So.
There we go. Boom. Game over. All right. There it is. 5 to 2.
Reached. Woo!
All right. So. Martin says, I don't have the game, but I want to play a dice placement game now. So, Trois, Marco Polo, Circadians, First Light, something like that. So, thoughts? You wanted to play this.
I did.
Well done, first off. Good job.
It is a lot to think about.
It is.
Because of this. And while this makes a lot of sense, like, okay, it's going to live for this many years, you put it out and you don't move it, the fact that moving your animals, your dice, is going to move them down, which is actually clockwise on this.
And this moves counterclockwise.
And then this moves counterclockwise, means it's coming at each other in this way that is really tense. And you're like, oh, but I don't want to get closer to the Death Valley. Like, this is bad. And I like that. I'm glad that this pointed out that interesting, this mission card, pointing out the interesting rule of the fact that if you populate, the babies don't die.
Right.
Because in the Death Valley, they populate and that's fine. It's when you move into the Death Valley that you die.
Because babies, they're super strong.
They don't know what's going on, right? The baby popped up and it's just like lots of bones, but I'm not scared. But if you moved into the Death Valley, now you're like,
Scares you to death.
Scares you to death.
There you go. All right.
So however that thematically works out, that is, that's interesting. So that's another thing I would take to a future play of this is like, oh, I can come out, but then I still survive. And that's how I feel about this game, is every time I play it, I find some other way of manipulating the mechanisms involved in it. Shrey's played it a lot more than I have. I enjoy playing with Shrey because seeing him figure that out and make those moves helps me kind of be like, oh, that's clever. That's how I manipulate that. That's how I make that strategic decision. And that's what I enjoy.
Don't laugh, but I feel like if you like Sudoku, you would like this.
Yeah, it's very much that numbers, how do they fit together, the adjacency, you're going for those, trying to overlap your mission cards. That's a mechanism that we're used to, right? Like, these are the end goals, these give me bonuses. How do I make that happen with as least moves as possible? You know, the evolution points, how do I maximize those? That all makes sense. And is something that we're used to. But how those dice change and interact as that wheel goes around, that to me is interesting and new. And that's why I wanted to play this game again. When I played it the first time, it was...
Oh, I hated it. The first time I played it,
I played it at Essen 2 Essens ago, 3 years ago, because obviously we skipped a year.
Yeah.
And
thank you, COVID.
I loved it then. I was terrible at it. I did terribly, and I was like, oh, I want to play this again because I want to figure it out. How does that mechanism work, and how do I work around it? And then I didn't get it. It wouldn't fit in my luggage. And Star, our friend Star, actually got it over for us, and I've loved it ever since.
So it's only my second play of the game, and I hated it the first time because...
What did you think this time?
Well, let me back up, because it very much had a fall-away loser problem. It's not a runaway leader, it's a fall-away loser. So clearly, I literally lost at placement at the beginning of the game. I don't know that I could have recovered from that. So very Splatter-esque in that
I was going to
regard.
say, very Splatter-esque, yes. We don't hate games like that in general.
No, not at all. But it just wasn't fun. Now, I will say this, that had I not made that mistake, maybe it would have been more competitive. I probably still wasn't going to win, but at least it would have been more competitive. There's that. But I think it's way better than I thought it was, that I remember. So I'm glad that we got this back out to the table. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's hard to wrap that stuff around, wrap your head around that stuff. As far as, because the convergence of the way the dial
the numbers
works. And
hard.
I like it. I think it's really clever. I really do think it's really, really clever. And it's funny how many people feel like, oh, it's dominant species-esque because you have different animals, right? I mean, you have the birds, you have the reptiles, you have polar bears, and you have giraffes, right? So different colors, so it can play up to 6. I've heard that the sweet spot on this is 3 or 4.
Yeah, I would say 3 to 4.
That said, I also wanted to point out the diversity in everything. So different goals.
Yeah, the games aren't the same.
So we have all of those for that. We have these for those.
You're picking different.
So yeah, you have 3 or 4 of every one.
Your combos, it's going to be a different game.
It's almost infinite, right? So
that's a lot.
So there we go, right? So there's a ton of those. Then let me see the decks. So people were asking about what happens if you run out of the decks. Well, this is the those. There were a ton. And there you go. So I don't think that's ever going to be really an issue.
It's unlikely, but I guess you would shuffle them up.
Right. So there you go. But yeah, overall, I think it's great. But you will get punished for your mistakes, as you should.
The thing is, too, with that amount of variability, I've actually, at first I really loved the game. I wanted to explore it more. In subsequent plays, a couple of times I got thrashed by Shrey and Star and just people who were more familiar and played it more. And so there is a different experience level.
Mm-hmm.
There is that that impacts it. But then I kept thinking about it, right? So even though there was a period of time where I was like, nah, it kind of fell off for me, I don't like it anymore, I kept being like, but it was so unique. Like, I want to try it again.
Yeah, I don't know of another game that does this.
No.
Now, there might be bits and pieces of
Yes,
it, right?
the way that this converges, though.
I think this is a unicorn in that regard.
Yeah, and so I like the fact that I kept thinking about it, and that I was like, oh, you know what? I really want to get that to the table again. I just want to explore it a little more. So I like that it has that longevity. I don't think it's perfect. I think introducing newer players to it would be problematic, but...
And Corey asks higher player counts. I think my first play was at 3 or 4, but again, that was in BGG or at BGG Con in the main hall, being tired late at night, and
What does it go to? It goes to 6?
This. Yeah, it goes 2 to 6.
I haven't played 6. I've played at 5. The group I play with is fast in their plays. I would be worried that it would start to get longer than you'd want this to be at higher player counts.
Because of the point that Shrey brings up is, it says it's a bit of a puzzle, but you need to watch what your opponents might do so you can avoid getting Edwarded.
Yeah.
I.e. blocked.
Yeah.
That happened.
And that was, yeah, and exactly.
And in 2-player, you're foobarred.
And I didn't even try. I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Right.
It was just literally what I needed to do.
No, I wasn't paying attention to that.
And
right?
so that was, yeah, I felt bad, but I hadn't even tried. Like, that was just situational. So, yeah. So 2-player, this could feel mean.
Oh, you're probably not going to see Rado and Jen play this.
No, yeah, this could get to, and like I said, just because we were going after the same things up here.
Understood.
It wasn't even take that on purpose.
I think I made 2 massive mistakes. Number 1 was I went after the same track as you for the evolution scale. And the big one was I literally put all my eggs in the same basket, and don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. So there you go.
Oh, it's fun though. Thank you.
I'm glad. You know what? You wanted to play this.
I did.
And I'm glad. I enjoyed spending the evening with you.
There you go.
Okay. So there's that. How's that?
Good.
All right. All right. That's it. So that is Biosphere. And there are, up until now that I saw, I think this is the first English outside of like a preview from BGG.
Yeah.
This
is hard to get over here as well. Star worked hard to get us.
Apparently, there are copies in the Great White North, eh?
Oh, nice.
Board Game Bliss apparently has copies, or at least did.
Gone. No.
So anyway, there you go. We will be back tomorrow. We're going to be drinking some chai tomorrow.
Yes.
Chai
for 2.
So join us. That is
1 p.m.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Yes.
At 6 if you're across the pond.
1900.
There you go.
Right. By Steep Games. I'm excited for this one.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I do want a rematch at some point on this, though.
Right now, let's go.
Y'all have a wonderful night. By the way, so I've been saying for the last, I don't know, number of months, hey, be kind to one another. That should stick. Please do. But now, as of today, the CDC has said that if you are fully vaccinated, you don't need to wear masks. So I'll say this. Get your vaccines.
Yes.
so that all of us can do that and we can get together.
And everybody who can be safe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's being considerate of one another, ultimately, I think, is what it is. So anyway, so get your vaccines, hopefully, as soon as you can. I understand
And if
not
you
everybody.
can. Yeah.
Everybody is in different situations. Be kind to one another, and we will be back tomorrow afternoon
With some tea.
with chai.
Chai.
Chai tea.
Chai
so,
is tea.
Yeah. Not all tea is chai.
But
I'm Edward.
means tea. I'm Jess.
All right, y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Yeah, chai is tea. There's no such thing as chai tea. It's chai or tea. If you say chai tea, you just said tea tea. That's what they told me at Steeped Games, Indy.
That's like RBIs. Runs, batted, ins. Yeah, it's similar in that regard. Kind
Yes.
of. I got it. So, yeah. That was an ass whooping. Thank you for the ass
I am
whooping.
so sorry.
No, it's all good. That was fun, though.
Good.
There's one copy left at Board Game Bliss. You better hurry.
Okay.